This the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ka Haloi Imla Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, rule well. Being a great example to his younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Lord, within this edifying, this is another edition of Measure Thou the Times Diligently. And Lord, within this edifying, let's get straight into it.
As we reported, California is still struggling to deal with record heat, and the state's electrical grid operator warned that rising demand could even lead to outages tonight.
But to California now, where the state is going from one weather extreme to another, including a historic heat wave.
The heat is particularly challenging right now, but the drought and the high temperatures could be putting California at higher risk for flooding and other complications from superstorms down the line. A recent study suggests the Golden State must also prepare for a large flood event.
So for the Bay Area, I think we've been kind of living through some of these changes with the more frequent droughts, drier and hotter spring to fall periods. We've been noticing the longer fires.
And this video old. And recently I was, if I ain't mistaken, recently something just popped up about, atmospheric river popping up. Now this video old, this a couple months back. This during the summertime, September, around the fall, summer. This ain't today, 2023. This the year that hopefully all the prophecies come to pass. This not recent. This going back some. And recently, if I ain't mistaken, I'm finna try to look something about an atmospheric river popping up over California. Now we know that Esau is using his heart. We know that Esau is controlling these things through his technology. But at the end of the day, the Lord is ultimately sanctioning it to happen. So let's grab this Psalms 117. Oh, slack, I gotta keep my phone. 117 and verse 13. It reads, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, deliver my soul. Disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And that wicked, that's the Lord's sword. It's talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man, who run the world because he have all these different technologies. But let me look for that. Let me let that play. Let me look for it.
But at the same time, even with persistent drought, high impact, fewer storms. This was a storm that set a record for atmospheric water vapor.
The California heat wave is stretching into its 8th straight day. Multiple wildfires are burning across California as firefighters battle the flames along with the brutal heat.
Now more on that record-breaking temperatures today in Long Beach, where it hit 108 degrees by the ocean.
In the Southern California mountains, another wildfire exploded in size.
And then look at this scene on social media. Wind and rain pummeling this backyard patio and pool. All of it catching people off guard this Labor Day weekend.
Salt Lake City and Fresno, California had their hottest September days ever. The brutal heat is straining California's power grid, and power companies are pleading with the public to conserve energy.
Droughts becoming more persistent, as those climate change models were suggesting would happen, ongoing across California with increasing drought frequency and intensity. The historical context of what we can see in a high impact event versus one now in a climate change present and future. We have an increase in atmospheric moisture, which powers up higher rain rates and higher snow levels.
It's weather whiplash on the West Coast, from raging wildfires to flooded freeways. But massive fires in Northern California and Oregon are still burning. The explosive mosquito fire north of Sacramento is now the largest in the state, sending a plume of smoke and ash 40,000 feet in the air. This is all happening as climate change is making the American West hotter and drier. Now, scientists say that climate change doesn't necessarily cause a heat wave to happen, but it can make them longer and more intense.
Now this, I found it. This from a couple hours ago, Fox Weather. It say another atmosphere, and this December. This was published, and dated December 31st, 2022. And the spirit was when I went to this Measured Out of Time Diligently video from Jason A. When I went to it and started watching it, a notification popped up saying atmospheric rivers was finna hit. Another was saying something about the atmospheric river over California, and it was saying the same thing as I was watching it on this video. So I was looking at it, I was like, damn. And this video old. This video from 2-3 months ago, at least 3-4 months ago. Well, I say 2-3. But it say another atmospheric river slams California with flooding and mudslides to start new year. You know, and that's all we need. I ain't gotta go into all of it, but you see what's going on, man. You know, we know Esau can tamper with because they've been in drought and going through all this stuff. We know Esau can tamper with this heart, man. You know, his different weather technology. So like I'm gonna go back a little bit. So like
Persistent drought, high impact, fewer storms. This was a storm that set a record for.
all right, let's get this going back into that wicked. This Romans chapter 9 and verse 16. And so then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that sheweth mercy. For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I risen thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And that's why the Lord raised this devil up. That's why this nigga got all this technology. That's why he got Salaki.
As we report.
G.
Higher rain rates and higher snow levels.
Salaki. But that's why this nigga got all this technology. You know, that's why he have the armor, weaponry and stuff that he has, so the Lord can make his name known. Because the Lord gonna take out all these nations by himself, man, so to speak, with the holy angels. But it's gonna be by himself. All this power and technology that this nigga got ain't gonna be enough to save him, man. But that was all on it. The Lord raised Esau up just to bring him down, so to speak.
It's weather whiplash on the West Coast, from raging wildfires to flooded freeways. But massive fires in Northern California and Oregon are still burning. The explosive mosquito fire north of Sacramento is now the largest in the state, sending a plume of smoke and ash 40,000 feet in the air. This is all happening as climate change is making the American West hotter and drier. Now, scientists say that climate change doesn't.
And that climate change shit, some bullshit. See, Esau can go so many different ways with this to lock down and bring in his new end. Will bring in the NWO. He can go the climate change route. He can go, medical lockdowns, climate lockdowns. You know, what it's called, terroristic. You know, public safety lockdown, so to speak. He got a lot of different avenues he can take, but let's keep going.
Necessarily cause a heat wave to happen, but it can make them longer and more intense.
And they say those fires still burning. That was a couple months back, and those fires was already burning for a while. You know, the ones in Oregon and the different places. But this the Lord doing this. This Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire.
You know what, Casey, we just want to let people know we are hearing about an earthquake, another one, not a big one, but people are waking up. You might feel this. If we can take the iPad, it'll show you what we're talking about from the USGS. 3.0, it's
Back to 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and uh, the next verse 3. It say, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world, like I'm gonna let it cut off. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the ending, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful and powerful works ending in and endings in effects and signs.
5 kilometers west of Manhattan Beach.
There it is.
So that's not far off the coast, right? So you might have felt that. We're hearing that people are feeling that. I think Sam Rubin actually felt it. I'm going to show you a tweet here that he just sent out. So
yeah, 3.0, you should feel that.
Yeah, you'll feel that. You know, the reason a lot of people go, oh, that's no big deal. You know what? It might not be a big deal. The only reason we want to let you know is because what happens, the first thing that you wonder is like, was that an earthquake?
It is a big deal. This the book of Matthew. This the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we're seeing these things right now: Russia, Ukraine, NATO getting involved, and China taking over Taiwan, and wars and rumors of wars, man. You know, it say, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And they said they speaking on another PD, man, pandemic, you know, to be released in 2025, which it could come this year. You know, they just throwing that out there. I forgot what I was watching it on. One of these little kind of somewhat supposed to be alternative media sites on YouTube, Rudders or some shit like that. I can't think of it. But Bill Gates, you know, making another prediction, man.
Am I crazy? Like, you just want to know.
We want to assure you that you're not crazy.
There was one, so he felt it. He says it's 2.5-ish. He kind of knows it's a 3.0, so he felt it. Medium-sized shaker, Manhattan Beach.
He was pretty close.
11, yeah, pretty close. So this is according to the USGS. So
Yeah.
we will keep you posted if we hear or feel anything else. But if you're just waking up, if that woke you up, it was an earthquake. Now go back to sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, that's pretty much the point. Lord, when this is edifying, I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakah, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and great example to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, Shalom.